Good Friday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldridge, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of a very cold Friday morning, I might add. But good morning to you. You made it to the weekend. Do my eyes deceive me? Does that say 26? Does that say 18 Sevierville? You said they get to 22. I know, 18, 26. Maybe we could split the difference because these are the lowest temperatures we've had since midnight. And I see a couple of 19s in La Follette, Jacksboro, Oneida, Middlesboro, Crater City, 19. These are the lowest temperatures we've been, and we may have moved up a degree in La Follette or two, maybe a degree up in Oneida, but I did think it was worth noting that it's cold, my friend. Some of the coldest air we've seen since late November. I did note last night in the video that November 29th, we fell as low as 21. So there are some 21s in Morristown. We've had some 21s in Greenville and Newport. So how cold are you? Would love to know what you are feeling this morning. Maybe some serious scraping going on, but these are the lowest temperatures. Let me show you the current temperatures, right? Tell me, is there much difference? No, Jacksboro is still 19. Oh, and it's 18 in Newport, and it's still 26 Knoxville. But I can tell you this, it feels even colder because last I checked, we had a 7-mile-an-hour wind in Knoxville. So it feels like it's in the upper teens. About 18 is the wind chill. By the way, 25 in Rockwood currently, 25 in Athens. I want to say good morning to you in Wartburg if you're watching. 22 and 26 in Crossville in the heart of Cumberland County. Good morning to you. I know it's cold, but it will get a little bit better. Closer to normal this afternoon. And why be normal on a Friday? Because you might think you already checked out to the weekend. That might be. If you're on Facebook, let me know. If you're on YouTube, let me know. I'm on YouTube. I'm doing both, doing a simul live stream, both on platforms. But if you want to leave a comment, I'll give you a shout out here. Let me pop back over to Facebook. I have a different tab here. I see Dennis Hatcher. He says, good morning. It's a cold 25. That's cold. At my home here in Dandridge. Happy Friday. Thank you, Dennis. Elaine Johnson saying good morning, and the big burr from our friend Fred. That's hard to say fast in the morning. Good morning. He says it's 25 in Maryville. Marilyn Bell's got a 20, probably in the 20s too, or if not teens, but chilly outside. And Rick Diamond saying good morning as well. So we can just talk about this lead story. No doubt, if you're watching us live, it's clearly the current temperatures. And these are the current readings. But I got to get to other items because we've got things to look forward to tonight and tomorrow. It is actually 16 degrees colder now in Campbell County than it was this time yesterday morning. So these are not wind chills. This is just representative of the temperature change that's occurred from 6 a.m. yesterday to 6 a.m. this morning. Pretty amazing how colder it is. Now, there's maybe a hint of fog where you see some gray, but as far as a 10-mile visibility reading, that's the max you'll see on this slide. So again, we're talking about maybe some fog that could be developing in parts of Granger, along the hills, Granger County, and up into Hawkins County, and maybe even Hancock County. Sneedville might have some fog to deal with this morning. Now, the Ultimate Doppler Radar, presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa, the best express car wash and vacuum in East Tennessee. It's like getting 2 car washes for the price of 1. Check them out at TidalWaveAutoSpa.com. You'll notice there's some brown areas here in the Smokies. What that has to do? Oh, that's the wind advisory. That's right. I did help you out there. I made note that our friends at the National Weather Service will start this at 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and it will run for a full 9 hours. So if you're in the Smokies, you're traveling there tomorrow morning, 2 hands on the steering wheel, because gusts could easily exceed 50, if not 55 miles per hour in some of the higher peaks, and the sustained winds out of the southeast 25 to 35. So that's the wind advisories that we have locally in effect for tonight, really early tomorrow morning, would last 9 full hours. So we'll keep an eye on that because this storm system that's coming up from the south and west will enable those winds to really kick in. Now, there's a lot more color, if you're noticing, back toward Roanoke. Last I checked, they were under a winter storm watch, but now, oh no, they've moved up to a winter storm warning. Oh, what does that mean? Well, that's why hopefully you have the Captain Accurate Weather app, because you can go anywhere you want in the country or world for that matter, just to check out what kind of winter weather advisory we're talking about. Let's take a look. I'm just going to come back on camera here because one of the cool things we can do, just tap on winter storm warning. I have that right here, and it'll give me at least an outlook for what Roanoke can expect. Here it goes. My fingers are slow here. It says mixed precipitation, snow, sleet, and freezing rain. This is not a one clear-cut type of precipitation for Roanoke. No, this is going to be the whole kit and caboodle. Snow, sleet, freezing rain. So try and measure the snow on top of the sleet and freezing rain. It's not going to be a very easy process, but they say a total of 1 to 2 inches. I'd probably say it's closer to 1 than 2, But we'll keep an eye on Roanoke if you have family there, and it rides all the way up into West Virginia, and more winter storm watches in effect for Pennsylvania and upstate New York. So powerful system coming up from the south and west, no doubt. Still some lake effect snows coming downwind from Lake Ontario into New York State. Now, our system that we're watching is in Houston. It's in Wichita. It's in Oklahoma City. All that's going to be working its way here. So what we're still expecting, no changes, still expecting a rainy event tomorrow, mainly in the morning, but it's going to be a snow mix as it wraps around us. So we're talking plateau, a little bit of a snow mix. Smokies, probably more snow mix. And if you're traveling and you're dealing with the winds, obviously the winds will be a factor too in the Smokies themselves. It is 6:45. Go back to the temperatures for a moment. These are the current readings. Now, if you were curious, 26 degrees doesn't feel maybe or sound all that bad, but you throw in I guess, was it a 7-mile-an-hour wind? Has that changed? Oh, no, it hasn't changed. So at McGee-Tyson anyway, which is not everywhere. Some have zeros. But if you have a 7-mile-an-hour wind, it's 26. That calculates to an 18. Feels like. So it feels like 18 right now in Knoxville. I want to know, how do you feel? How do you feel on a Friday? Maybe you feel great because it's the end of the work week. Karen says, good morning, David. Thank you. Have a great Friday. She's got 2 prayer hands. Thank you for being here. Kelly says, good morning. I need snow that stays around. She's in Crossville, I believe. Great to have you here. And Janet Potts reporting 22 degrees in Talbot. Thank you very much for that, Janet. Carrie Aguilar, one of my premium members, says, hope everyone has a fantabulous day. Stay warm. I love that. Heart to her, heart to all of you. You got to stay warm. You might be doing some serious scraping this morning if you're around McGee-Tyson, because that feels like around 18 at this very moment. Now, temperatures around the state, not much better. If you were to transport to Nashville, same temperature. They're at 26. Johnson City reporting 19 at this hour, and it's 27 in Chattanooga. Where is the warmth? I thought it's supposed to be warm somewhere. Not on that map. Now, most of the clouds that we're going to see today will be riding about 20, 25, 30,000 feet, but as the day wears on, they'll get a little bit lower, so you'll say it looks cloudier. Hazy sun, high clouds will be the dominant feature today. And let's get you out the door, at least the bigger picture. Some of those clouds will obviously increase. Where you see blue, those are the thicker clouds in Memphis, Jackson, and working their way in this direction. So from 7:46, sun comes up this morning in Knoxville. It'll go to bed at 5:36. I think the frozen cold emoji is very apropos for today because it's just going to be one of those cold starts. And, of course, the bus stop forecast, not much different. We'll go from into the 20s, eventually into the 30s and 40s. I'm expecting a high today of 48. But for 2 o'clock, we'll put 47. Say 3:30 if that's when you're picking up the kiddos. Temperature should be about 48 for a high temperature. About 46, though, for Oak Ridge. 48 Maryville, Alcoa. 47 is my expectation for Morristown. And today's forecast for Wartburg, Crossville, 44. That would be 44 for Kelly if she's in Crossville. And 52 down in Tellico Plains, Madisonville. Here are my headlines at 6:48. Sun and high clouds today. We can check that box. But boy, does it turn soggy tonight, later tonight, which we'll look at in the Futurecast. But mainly in the morning. Even though it stops, the precipitation may be done for you at maybe 9, as early as 9, 10 or 11. It's still going to be cloudy for the second half of the afternoon, so don't expect the sun to pop out on Saturday. It's just going to be a gray day, which may mean you want to read a book, check out a movie, or just maybe have some indoor plans. But heavier rains arrive next Tuesday. And if you want to see what that looks like, well, let's get right to it. Saturday, 5 o'clock p.m., you'll notice that we're probably in that third of an inch, maybe as much as a half. I'm looking at Sevierville. Third to a half inch, I think, is reasonable by 5 p.m. Saturday. Still an 80% chance of rain, but I'm talking in terms of quantity. This is, decent rain. We need the rain, there's no doubt. But let's take a look at the bigger picture, right? Let's go into Sunday morning. It's moved a little bit. There's no rain expected on Monday, so we can pass that. But there's Sunday. So by Sunday evening, we've picked up nearly a half inch. But then, let's go into Monday. Nothing. Tuesday, shazam! Wait, does that say 2.5 inches of rain in Oak Ridge? It does. I guess we could subtract the half inch that already fell, but you're still around 2.25 in those yellow areas from Kingston, Crossville, Wartburg, Oneida. A very heavy rainmaker coming in on Tuesday. So I have a 90% chance of rain. My confidence continues to grow. When this kind of model output puts some of the heavier rains on the west side of I-75, you're still looking at 1.5 inches in Newport, Morristown projected here and about 1.33 inches Maryville as it seems right now. But again, these things change, but I fully anticipate you're not going to like Tuesday if you're not a fan of the rain. We could use the rain. We ended 2023 4.5 inches, a little under 4.5 inches of rain for the year. So this won't necessarily be a drought-busting rain, but it'll help. It'll help. Tuesday is the soggiest day of the next 7, and it will be a liquid event that could end as snowflakes. So we'll be watching that very closely. Now, why? What's going on here? Well, we're having a battle right now from the warmth from the south and the cold air from the north. The purple areas, as I've highlighted up north of Montreal, usually indicate single-digit wind chills and teens and 20s for highs. So that cold air up there in purple stays there for now. But we still have some very cold air that trickles down, like you can see here on the 7th. 7th, of course, is Sunday. We're lucky to get out of the 40s, and we won't get out of the 40s. Then we got another surge of cold air on the 10th. That's Wednesday. We could see some snow showers there with some drops. And then that cold purple air in Rapid City, South Dakota, wants to come spinning back down around do-si-do, and eventually it will come back in. And we'll see some of this colder air, and some of this colder air that you see in Chicago could very easily come into Knoxville and Tennessee. So it's going to be brutal, and of course any precipitation that we have when it's this cold at 5,000 feet will be in the form of snow. So as far as our friends in Roanoke this weekend, tonight, tomorrow, they may very well see a mixed bag. Now the snow potential, and that's all this is model data. This is not, I repeat, not a forecast, but I do know there's an appetite to know what's going on in the models. Well, I can show you it snows here in East Tennessee. We're on the playing field, but we're not in the crippling snows that you see in pink and purple, almost 3 feet, looks like in Illinois, over the next couple of weeks, because this snow potential runs right through that long period of time. We'll keep an eye on that, but we have certainly snow in our future if this were to verify. It's all just fantasy until it's not. We'll have to wait till within 3 days. That's typically what we'll see, how things unfold. Now, right now, it's 26 degrees at the airport, but there's that pesky 7-mile-an-hour wind from the northeast, and it makes the wind chill at the bottom there feel like it's 18. I would say that is cold. Good morning. I want to say hi to you again. Darcy says she's got a heat wave. No, she says the heat wave is gone. Thank you, Darcy. She says it's only 15. Where are you? She's, oh, maybe Rowan County. Rowan County, only 15 here. That is cold. Certainly the wind chill is making it feel worse. Marilyn Bell says, think about your outside pets. Dry, warm place for sleep, extra food and water. Thank you, Marilyn. Very good point. But also the good news is it's not going to stay this cold much longer. As we'll get further into the morning, we'll get into the 30s pretty quickly, and eventually the upper 40s today. But Marilyn, thank you. And Kelly says, yes, I'm in Crossville. Thank you, Kelly, for watching. Michael Norman is on here. He's noting that Christmas is over, football is over, everything is brown and cold. He says, I'm ready for warm weather again. Michael, I think you're certainly on Team Spring. We might need to make you the commissioner of Team Spring. I'm still looking for a commissioner for Team Snow, because when the snow is in the forecast, I want the commissioner to sound the alarm with me as we'll get back and forth. But Linda says, thanks, David. Glad to have you here and back on YouTube. As I mentioned, if there's any comments, no comments on YouTube yet. Let me know if you're on here. I'd love to see what you're seeing, because that platform is also growing for me as well. So 26 feels like 18. As Marilyn mentioned, outside pets definitely need to be cared for, maybe some extra TLC. But hazy sun, high clouds expected today. You can see we're back in the mid-30s by 11 a.m. and should be making a run toward 40 at noon. Boy, 40 sounds warm. It almost sounds balmy if you're talking 40 by midday today, lunchtime. But we'll finish the day about 48. So you can see there on the Valley Planner, temperature should be at 48 by 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. My chance of precipitation, 80% tomorrow, and really picks up to about 80% later tonight as well. And there could be a little bit of a report of snow mix tonight. We're talking like 1 o'clock, because temperatures tonight will actually rise after about 1 or 2 in the morning. So 1 or 2 in the morning, because I got a low for Knoxville of 35, but 35 here, it could be 31 Crossville, so it could be colder there. But temperatures should start to rise as that warm air advection comes in from the south and west. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but precipitation chances on Sunday, 30%. And a chance for some drops and flakes on Wednesday, around 30%. Here's the Storm Prediction Center maps. Very important if you're traveling. We have some severe weather in dark green affecting some areas today. We'll be watching that in the deep south. We're talking southern Louisiana, New Orleans, Mobile, for example, as well as perhaps Tallahassee and certainly Destin. the panhandle there, and some thunderstorms in the rest of Alabama and most of Georgia. But it's interesting, while we were not listed under any thunderstorm threat for today, the Storm Prediction Center, in their wisdom, feel like it's important to add it for Knoxville tomorrow. So we're going to add a little bit of thunder possibilities for tomorrow. Well, there it is. There it is. Take it full screen so you can see it. The severe weather, however, for Saturday will be confined in the green areas, dark green, for isolated severe storms for Tampa, say Orlando, Daytona Beach, and West Palm Beach. Fort Lauderdale may have some severe weather isolated tomorrow. Thunderstorms could make it all the way into the Carolinas and into Knoxville proper tomorrow. So if you want to add a little more spice to the weather drama, we're going to have some rain, clouds all day, rain mainly in the morning with some snow mixing around the plateau and the valley, the Smokies Plateau, and maybe a rumble of thunder. Why not throw in some thunder? It's like you're getting the whole kit and caboodle, but not what Roanoke's getting, right? Because they're getting sleet, freezing rain in Roanoke. That's their problem, right? That's not our issue, but it all is associated with the same system. Some isolated, I should say just general thunderstorms possible on Saturday into Sunday for southern Florida, South Florida, and into parts of Texas, Oklahoma. You can see they're in green. Things look quiet here, even though we do have some raindrops and mountain flakes on Sunday. Let me show you what this looks like at 6:56. Just getting started here on the Futurecast. So you want to time this out, maybe for your outdoor plans. But I do see snow, obviously, in Springfield, Missouri, at 11 o'clock this morning. That quickly changes over to just rain for the Memphis area. There's 5 p.m. No precipitation today, right? We're going to see clouds increase, but the sky will begin to leak later tonight. There's, say, 11 o'clock. It's spreading across the area, and you can see the pink mix. And if you've got eyes on Roanoke, as I'm highlighting them, for example, it looks like they're going to see that change over pretty quickly. And that's the sleet that you see in pink in Roanoke. That's the icy mess. That's why I think their snow totals will be a far cry from 2 inches. They might have an inch of something, but it won't be necessarily one precipitation type. Low pressure is going to move up just like so. We're just in this pattern where we're going to be on the rain event. Now, a couple weeks from now, a couple days from now, if we have their systems, track timing and temperature are the big keys here. But we're going to see more southern systems, and all it takes is one good little slider to bring in some snow for us. That will be occurring, I think, before the middle of January, if not before too long. Just hang in there. Join us on Captain Accurate Premium. We explore each and every day what kind of possibilities are unfolding in the weather data. By the way, the Futurecast takes all this mess to Charleston, West Virginia, and it still lingers in Roanoke, which is why they're under the winter storm warning, right? You look at Virginia Beach, it's nothing but rain. You look at Richmond, Virginia, nothing but rain, but it stays pink for many hours in Roanoke, which is why they're going to be in a real sticky spot for the winter weather. Meanwhile, as we move into 5 o'clock Saturday, again, all the precipitation is gone, but it's still cloudy. And then here comes the wraparound reinforcements. Mountain snowflakes at 7:15 in the morning on Sunday, and a couple of rain showers you can see moving across the area. I think that may be even over-depicted. I left a 30% chance of precipitation on Sunday, the way you see things shaping up. And then Monday looks pretty good. High pressure moves in. We get sunshine before our next heavier rainmaker comes in on Tuesday. So here's the Futurecast for this morning. We're in the 20s now, and sadly, we're still in the 20s at 9:30. But by the time we hit midday, we should be around 40. That's something to look forward to. And you can see that this model doesn't even see the high clouds because it doesn't discern high clouds pretty much very well at all. But it shows it almost like a sunny day. I would say hazy sun, but those high clouds will be present during the course of today. There's 3:30. We hit our high temperature about 48. Then we slide into 4 o'clock. We start to cool down. And as I mentioned, our low temperature tonight of 35 should start to rise after 1 or 2 in the morning. 8:15, a couple of sprinkles in Jamestown. This is pretty good timing for the rain. 10 o'clock, it's raining in Athens, but not in Knoxville, based on this timing of this model. But it really starts to fill in after 11 midnight. Heavier rains come up I-75, come squarely into Knox County by 1:30, and that's when the temperatures start to slide upward to 36. That's why if we get any snow mix, it's more likely to be in some of the colder areas to the far west or far east in the plateau or Smokies. There's 4 o'clock in the morning. A huge difference from, say, 7, 9. By 10 o'clock, this is almost winding down. There's, say, 9. Huge difference from 9 to 10. Let's see here. Morristown, yeah, it's already working its way out. So there's 10 a.m. Still cloudy, but all the precipitation is gone pretty much by midday. And then we just have a chilly afternoon tomorrow, where you might be curled up next to a fireplace and staying warm. And then more rain showers coming in on Sunday with some mountain snowflakes by then. So for today, at 7 o'clock, hazy sun, high clouds 48. Just in time to get the forecast here. I see Marilyn Bell here. She's giving me some support. It's a sympathy comment, but I'll take it. She writes, "Hi, David. Popped over to give you some extra support on YouTube. Thank you very much. Glad you're on YouTube, too." Somebody asked me if I should do Twitter. Should we do 3? I don't know. We're doing 2. We can do maybe a live stream on Twitter, YouTube. We can do that. Anything's possible. But let me know. And, of course, back on Facebook, if you have a comment or a question. I see Hallie Gibson. She says Team Snow Commissioner. Oh, Hallie's designated. I'm making her the commissioner for Team Snow. So she's going to sound the alarm. She's going to blow the horn. We're going to get excited anytime we've got serious snow coming to Knoxville. And that will be likely before the end of the month. But she's on here. Let me know. Dawn Coleman says she's on Team Snow, and Wanda Poe, she's nominating Wanda. But I do think Hallie's in there. So she was quick on the draw and the first comment that I read. So anyway, thank you so much for your notes. 48 the high temperature today. High clouds, hazy sun. 47 for Morristown. 50 in Newport if you're just joining me. And tonight, very important, 51 though if you're traveling for Nashville. There'll be around 50 in Atlanta. But compare that to called Roanoke. They're not going to get out of the low 40s today, so they're in a setup for some icy mix, certainly for later tonight. Rain develops tonight. It's a snow mix potentially for the Plateau and Smokies, but temperatures will be rising after 1 or 2 in the morning. From the mid-30s, you may wake up into the upper 30s. By the way, tonight down to 34 for La Follette. I have us down to 33 for Crossville and 31 around Sevierville. So the rain that develops again will be a cold rain, no doubt. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. 47 Saturday, 48 on Sunday, and then we're into the upper 50s. The warmest day of the next 7 happens to be the soggiest day of the next 7, as we're talking about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, maybe 2 1/4 inches of rain coming in on Tuesday, and that'll be beneficial. I'll be posting the drought monitor for my premium members here in a little bit, but I want to let you know that we need this rain. It's still been pretty bad. It's been pretty dramatic, but we'll over the course of September, so each drop that we get this winter does have a benefit. Flakes to drops occur on Wednesday. Again, no big situations here, nothing that's going to cripple or slow us down in the next 7 days as the temperatures are going back and forth. And this morning will likely be the coldest morning we've had for a while. I do have us down to 29, however, on Monday morning, but we do recover to 52 Monday afternoon. By the way, if you want to check us out, you want to know if you'd like to be the first to see my snow forecast, go to CaptainAccurate.com. I have an easier way too. There's a subscribe button on my Facebook page. You can subscribe that way, or simply find this URL at CaptainAccurate.com. It's Facebook.com/become-supporter/Aldrich Weather. For $4.99 a month, the price of a cup of coffee, you can be the first to know what's going on in my brain as I'll share it with you. I have 2 streams of information coming out on my Facebook page. My subscribers get to see the exclusive posts, but they're also privy, and you would be privy, to see my 15-minute video on my winter weather outlook, which has been online since about Halloween of last year. But would love to have you join us. You could sample us, check us out, cancel anytime. That factors out to 16 cents a day, or if we use the vernacular for Facebook, that's 16 stars a day. And many of you often will put some stars on a comment. We do appreciate that. But that's all it takes, just 16 cents a day or $4.99 a month. Cancel anytime. My name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful weekend. We'll see you here next time. Take care.